Good evening, everyone. So we will be starting in another 2 minutes. We are waiting for more participants to join. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right. So the trainer is having some technical issues with the Wi-Fi, so she's just joining in. I think 2 to 3 minutes more from mobile data, I believe.
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, Pratusha, you're audible.
I'm really sorry we became a little late. There was a technical issue. Uh,
Not a problem.
I was finding it a little difficult with the internet and things. Some issue was happening. Very sorry about that.
It's
Okay,
okay.
so, okay. Uh, Good evening, everyone. Can I have everyone's videos on, please? Meanwhile, I'll share the PPT with which we are going to start. Can everyone see the PPT?
Yes, Pratusha, it is visible.
Okay. Who are the people I cannot see? It will be very nice to be able to see everyone on the first day of class. Shamla, Shweta, Abha, Riya, Madhuri, Avni. Can I please have everyone's videos on? Avni, Madhuri, Riya, Abha. Okay. I welcome all of you to ICS. Who are the people who have done any other courses from ICS, or is this your first course? Anybody who has done any other courses from ICS yet? No one? Okay, so this is your first course. We are very, very happy and delighted to have all of you here. And I hope this is going to be an amazing journey ahead with not just the CBT, but we have amazingly different type of understanding that we would want to provide you guys over here. Okay, so you must be knowing all the other courses that are also available with ICS. So here what we are looking forward to give to you, we are looking forward to give to you a practical understanding. Okay, and the practical understanding is very, very important when it comes to being able to apply to your own life as well as to your practice. Who are the people who already have a psychology background, have done their graduation in psychology? Can you raise your hands? Okay. Can you just raise your hands on the Zoom app so that I can see the number of people and count? Who are the people who have some background in psychology? 3 participants have a graduation in psychology. Is that right? 4 participants. Anybody else? Okay, the rest, we are going to have a very interesting journey. If you're not aware of psychology, then you are always allowed to ask questions, and there'll be a lot of things that will be suggested. You will be able to follow that and gain a better understanding of the subject psychology and CBT, which is a part of psychology. Correct? Okay. Now you are aware of the app that you have. Everyone, you'll have gone through the entire app, right? There are a lot of notes, there are a lot of books and everything available. It is really, really encouraged that you read all of those books, you go through the material. Please do that. Okay, just attending a course, getting an understanding is always important, but understand that you need to have a lot of content with you. Correct, a lot of material with you when you sit in front of a client. It might not be as easy, right? You can understand all of the theories, you can sit and understand, you can have your own sort of small internships, all of those things, but when you are there for practice, you need more and more understanding. You need a lot of content, you need a lot of material to be able to interpret things fast, to know when to speak what. So for that, especially for the students who do not have a background in psychology, I would really, really encourage that you go ahead and start reading your psychology textbooks so that you build up your background, you understand the overall context of what we are doing here. Okay, whatever is happening here, you will be absolutely able to understand that. But when you have the overall broader perspective, you understand it better, you're able to connect with it better. Okay, You will have your assignment folders. You also have a chat box over there. I hope you have gone through that. Uh, okay. The one thing is that there cannot be anything that cannot be downloaded. That is for security purposes. We are doing a lot of hard work over here to try and to provide you with a lot of material. So please read it. Okay. Read the books and everything from there. Okay. So the recordings, they are all available mostly for emergencies, for just in case you were not able to attend the class for whatever reason, then you will be provided the recordings. But however, for whatever reason, if you require any recording, please contact your counselor. I think Rahul is there right now with us, and he will let you know if at all he will be able to provide you with the recordings and things like that. Okay. Any 1 minute. Yes. So you can understand that because this is entirely a class thing, and this entire class and the recording would belong to ICS, you would have to understand that we will provide you the recording only after getting some amount of permission. Okay, without permission, we will not be able to provide any recordings to you. Okay. Yes, assignments. Assignments are one of the most important parts of the entire course. If you really want to understand what is happening, you will have to do your assignment on time. Let the class get over Saturday and Sunday, then please work on your assignment starting from Monday so that your assignment is done before the next class. You will have to submit it in Word or PDF format. Okay, your assignments are very important. They are going to be considered while your certificates and LORs, all of those things are being given. Okay, so our assignment most important. You need to have 70% attendance to get your certificate. This is a month internship where we have, see, internship means I want you to not consider the hours or the classes as the only internship time that you are in. Okay, you have 8 classes, 8 instructional classes, but it is important to understand that your entire month is an internship month. So when you are given a particular assignment on the Saturday, Sunday, you have to work on it the entire week. And then if at all you have any doubts, whatever you want to share about it, that you will be doing in the next class. So this is an entire month internship. Do not consider it that this is something that I will only be doing Saturdays and Sundays for 1.5 hours. I wouldn't want that. Okay. Anybody who would require that you are going to remain absent for so and so reason, please inform your counselors via email. We are not allowed to share any personal number, but you have an amazing chat box where you can chat with everybody and put down queries if at all you have any. There is a particular procedure which is required to be followed for your certificates. You will be told the entire procedure. You can follow that later on at the end of the course. Whatever instruction you get in the chat box, please follow those instructions. Okay. Now, the idea that you are here is because we want to develop a team, okay, a team of psychologists, a team of counselors who are there and who are doing good work. Everybody is comfortable with me speaking in English or any other language preferred? Hindi and English is something that I'm comfortable with. Okay, so we are here and the purpose is really good. The purpose is amazing. You are here because you are interested in helping people. Okay, you are here because you are really needed. So each and every person over here, I would really appreciate you first for taking up a mental health professional course. Why? Because it is needed. Specifically in our country, the number of psychologists and counselors available, they are very less compared to the help that can be given. But the help that has to be given, it has to be good quality and standard help. It should not be some bad quality service. So for that, you will have to understand that you are doing your work properly, you are educating yourself properly, you're going through the course material, you're understanding whatever is being told in the class, you're working on your assignment, and whatever questions you have, you're going to ask. Because when you go out there and you are sitting in front of a client, you have a lot of influence. You're the last resort. No person would come to a psychologist at the beginning of a problem. No person ever will. They do a lot of things. They try this, they try that, they talk to somebody, they do various things. And only when nothing has worked, they will come to you. You are like the ray of hope that, this person will be able to show me some direction. This person will be able to guide me. This person will be able to solve my problem. Okay, so you are at a very important and a very vulnerable space. Utilize the space very cautiously, very nicely, and understand that you are playing an important role. Okay, now today I would, being the first class, I would really want all of us to get to know each other. I'll introduce myself first. My name is Pratusha Chatterjee. I am working as a psychologist for the past 10 years or more. I think it is 12. And I have been trained in various forms of psychotherapy, starting with CBT, REBT, TA, humanistic perspectives, hypnosis, and a few more. I am also currently doing my PhD with women with breast cancer, trying to develop certain interventions very specifically for them to be able to change their mindset from negative to positive so that they're able to better focus on their treatment and avoid certain negative treatment management behaviors. Okay, so that is about me. I have been working very extensively with adolescents and with various forms of psychological difficulties, major, minor, and adjustment issues, all of those things. Have been doing a lot of testing, diagnosing all of these things for the past 20 years. So, but I'll tell you one thing, with every case, you learn something new. Okay, it is never that you have seen so many cases, so it is okay, you have a pattern and the next person is going to walk in and you're going to do this. That never happens. Each and every client is going to be very unique, with their unique sets of personality, with their difficulty, with the view of looking at the world, which is going to be very different. So you learn each and every single moment of the day. And as a psychologist, you will keep on learning, I don't know, every day, okay, till the time you choose to be there in the profession. Okay, so we are going to look at this as a learning experience together. We are going to discuss one of the most commonly sought out psychotherapies, which is CBT. Okay, so welcome to this journey. I hope we have an amazing time together. And before starting, I would encourage each one of you to give me your names and give me something about your background. What are you working on? Why are you here, basically? What brings you here to the CBT course in ICS? Okay, who would want to go first, or should I call names? I will call, how about Ridhi?
My name is Riddhi Kothi, and I'm pursuing my master's in clinical psychology from JNR and Vyas University, Jodhpur. And I've done my RCI license from Jodhpur only, that is Advanced Diploma in Child Guidance and Counseling. And I have worked with kids with special needs also. And I know I have taken this speech therapy, and I have worked with kids with special needs.
Very nice.
And I'm here for more practical knowledge about psychology.
Very nice, very nice. We are very happy to welcome you here. For how many years are you working now, Riddhi, with kids?
1.5 years.
1.5 years. Very nice. Okay, so the next person, how about Shamla? Please forgive me if I pronounce anybody's name wrong. You can rectify me, okay? You can stop me there and tell me that this was wrong and this is how it is pronounced. Okay.
So good evening all. Am I audible?
Yes.
This is Shamla. I'm working as a manager wellness HR in Brandix Apparel unit in Vishakhapatnam. It's in Andhra Pradesh, yeah, and it's one of the MNC companies, Sri Lankan based companies. On a promotion from HR, I have moved to a counseling wellness group. So from last 3 years, I've been counseling the apparel industries, women employees who comes with their personal needs and other. I've done my master's in psychology from Andhra University. So basing on that, I have picked up this role and all. So today I'm here to learn more about CBT, which I use in my counseling sessions along with my team members and all. So I would like to enhance my practical knowledge, because though I'm had my master's in psychology, but I was not practicing it when I'm into the job. It was been only last 3 years I'm into this counseling, which I'm doing practically. So I'm here to learn from all of you, from others, everyone, like how practically we can use this. And that is what it is.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Amla.
Yeah.
Very happy to hear the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Mental health is the topmost priority
Yeah,
for me in a lot of ways. Huge topic. I hope we get time sometime to
yes,
discuss that.
sure, definitely. Thank you.
Yes. Next would be Nidhi.
Hi, I'm Nidhi Parekh, and
Your
I've
voice
just
is a
finished.
little distant. Hello?
Hello,
Yes, yes, yes.
can you hear me now? Clear?
Your voice is a little distant, Nidhi.
Now?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
now we
yes.
can. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nidhi Parekh. I've just finished my graduation. I'm currently not working, and I'm interested in clinical psychology. So, and a part of the psychology CBT. So, I just want to explore each and every part of psychology. So that's how I chose to be a part of this internship. I'm
Very
really
nice.
excited to be here.
Very nice, very nice. We are really, really excited to have you here too. And we hope that we all get to learn something amazing from each other. Okay. Next, Shweta.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shweta Mittal, and I am currently working as a psychologist in a college. And like my reason for joining the particular course was to get much more knowledge about CBT and how to use in different settings, like in a group setting, or like if you are providing counseling for family, then in that way, in that process. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I hope we are able to fulfill your desire. And so people who are already in a position where they come across different cases, I would really encourage you to talk about those cases. Okay, so when we are discussing a technique over here, or we are discussing certain assumptions of CBT or something, anything, and I would ask you to give me an example. Okay, you can think about the cases that you have, and if at all you feel that this particular assumption, this technique, or something like this is you have come across, then please share it with us. Okay, please share it with us. And or if you feel, okay, right now there is this particular case and so things are happening, and how do I apply this particular thing over here? Okay, and that these sort of questions are going to be open to the entire class, the entire group, and not just me, and very specifically not just me, because I want you to think over, if I have put forward a technique in front of you, and if somebody else has put forward a case in front of you, then I would want you to think, and over how this particular technique can be placed in this particular case. How can we modify the technique? Understand that you do not have to use the things that are being given to you directly. Okay, I would really always suggest to not take something and apply it directly entirely. Always take something, understand over what you have to apply it, twist and turn, and that is absolutely okay. Tweak it to suit the client the best way possible. Okay, do not try to fit the client into something. Never try to fit the client into something. Okay, you will take the theory, you will take the assumption, and you will tailor it in a way that it fits the client's goal. Okay, so let us keep that in mind, and I would welcome a lot of cases. That is, I feel, the most practical part of it. If we don't get to discuss cases, then it wouldn't make any sense, right? So that will be one thing. Thank you, Shweta, for sharing. Abha.
Yeah, hi, I'm Abha. I have done my MSc in clinical psychology, and presently I'm working as a assistant child psychologist, and I accompany children to their schools in order to help them with their day-to-day learning, and I also assist them at home to take mostly ABA. Apart from that, I have done many internships, and through which I realized that I resonate a lot with CBT as a therapy, and that's the reason why I'm here. I have till date I have read about CBT, and most of it was through my internships, but I was looking for more structured input. So yeah, that's why.
You are at the right place, and we really welcome you, Abha, here. So again, Abha, the kind of cases that you have, and I'd be really, really glad for you to share your cases too, so that everyone gets an understanding of everything. For someone to share their women mental health cases, for someone to share an adolescent college case, for someone to share a child case, and then let us explore that how certain aspects of CBT can be applied in certain different situations with different kind of people with different kind of problems. Okay, that would be the goal. Okay, who's the next person? How about Shifali?
Hello, ma'am. My name is Shifali Parmar, and I have completed my bachelor's in occupational therapy, and I graduated last year in 2021 August. So since then, I'm working in Hyderabad as an occupational therapist, and my work is to my job is to work with special children, and so I just want to get to know more about CBT. I've studied psychology during my college, and I just want to get to more about so that I can help the child and their parents, caregivers. Like so CBT can help a lot in counseling and all those things. So I
Yes.
just want to get a deeper knowledge about it.
Yes. We welcome you here, Shifali. We're very happy that you are here with us today. How about the next person, Ria?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Riya Sarkar. I'm pursuing my graduation in psychology, and I'm in second year of BSc psychology.
Welcome. And student inputs are always very, very amazing. I always feel that students are very creative. Why they're so creative? Because when we are working with people and we have experience and we are going that ways. But a student is very newly getting introduced to all of the theories and all of the ways that the theory can work. So I have had students come up and tell me that, ma'am, you think that this theory can work in this way, and it has been an amazing insight for me. So I love it when students actually come forward and when they give suggestions of their own, when they creatively tell me that how certain theories or certain techniques can be clubbed together. So everyone who is not working but is a student, put in all of your creative assets while you're listening to me, come up with your own examples and stories and things like that, so that we can work together and keep creating more content. Okay. Next person, Madhuri.
Yeah, hello ma'am. Hello everyone. I am Madhuri Bora from Assam. I have completed my master's in psychology from Sikkim Central University. Now I am posted as a counselor in the rehabilitation center. Actually, I want uh, practical knowledge, some over counseling. That's why I am joined this course. Thank you, ma'am.
We welcome you here. Madhuri, even the first place where I had started working was also a rehabilitation center. That is the first place and the most scariest place to work. I have worked there and I know how difficult it is. Specific, very specifically for a new counselor, it can be very difficult. And I appreciate you doing that. Very less people do that. So keep up the good work, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Who is remaining? I think Avni is remaining, right?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. I am Avni Vyas, currently
Can
pursuing.
you switch on the video?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, my phone is not responding. That is why my
Okay,
video has been started.
no problem. No problem. Yes, go ahead.
I'm pursuing BOT, Bachelor's of Occupational Therapy from Indore, and I'm a final year student. I am keenly interested in psychology. I want to have my master's in mental health. That is why I want to learn more and more about it.
Very nice. Okay, so I welcome all of you. I think I have spoken to everyone and very happy to welcome all of you here today. So my first instruction would be, I hope you have your notebook ready with you. You need to have a notebook and you need to have a pen. I'm a little strict when it comes to certain things. I just want to make sure that everyone is listening and everyone is taking notes, doing things the right way. And again, I would encourage everyone to keep their videos on because you're doing a counseling course. Non-verbal behavior and all of those things are one of the most important aspects of counseling. Correct? So if I want two people to talk to each other while the course is going on, you would have to put your videos on. Otherwise also, I would really encourage for everyone to have their videos on. Ria, Aha. Okay. So everybody has their pens and books with them, right? Now, I'll just stop sharing this PPT and start with your CBT PPT. But before that, something very important that I want all of us to understand. Something that I learned as a very young counselor, that you need to experience therapy yourself. Always, always. You need to know how the person in front of you is feeling. It is an important part of therapy. Somebody who's going to come in front of you, put in a lot of trust in you, and share a lot of things about their life. Very personal, very embarrassing, very shameful. Correct? And that is not easy. That is never easy to do that. And we are going to have a lot of empathy. We are going to have a lot of genuine interest in helping the person, a lot of respect for the person, no matter who the person is. Okay, and no matter what is the person going through, what the person has done. So there has to be no judgment coming from the counselor. Okay? No judgment. When you feel that there is some problem, you obviously talk to the person, you tell the person that you know, I'm feeling so and so. We will come to those kind of confrontations as well. But always understand, no judgments. And a counselor should always be able to practically apply all of the concepts in his or her own life first. Okay? And you will see how difficult it is to sail through certain areas. So I remember the first time when I was during my master's, I was also doing the REBT CBT course, and my trainer, and she used to make it compulsory that everyone has to sit in front of her and get counseled. Okay, and I had sat in. There was a very intense discussion that happened in front of the whole class. So again, this space is going to be a very, very safe space for everyone who's present over here right now. Okay, so that we are discussing whatever is coming to our hearts, even when it comes to a problem, knowing that we are not going to be discussed by others. Okay, others are not going to discuss us. And nothing that is going to be spoken over here is going to be taken in any which ways negative. No one is going to be judged. Right? So when that had happened with me, and my trainer was sitting, and then she came across something and she told me there is self love missing, Pratusha. And I was like, kuch bhi kya, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. I know so much about self love. You tell me which theory you want to know about self love. Okay, you want this person's theory, that person's theory. And ma'am knew that I would have probably that sort of an idea, and she smiled at me. And it took me 6 months to understand how correct she was with a lot of things, and how difficult it was for me to accept the fact that I lack in self love. Okay. So I was this person who was this psychologist, budding psychologist who knows the theories and is doing very good and getting certified and all. And you're telling me I don't have self love. Okay. So that is just one aspect of it. Why am I starting with this incident? Because I want all of us to have an open mind towards working on our own selves first. When we become aware of who we are, okay, there is so much of magic that happens around us, and we are always able to better connect with the client in front of us. Okay, so everybody has their notebooks ready. Now I am going to ask you to write down something that is happening in your life right now with which you are not very happy. So if you would have had to go to a counselor, and if you would have had to talk to that counselor about something that is happening in your life, what would that be? Okay. Meanwhile, I'll just change the PPT. So we're all writing. You don't have to discuss whatever you're writing with anyone, even here, until unless you feel like discussing. Okay. But I want you to keep thinking about all of the things that we are going to discuss, and how will you apply this to your own difficulty, to the situation that you are facing. It can be any situation. It can be a personal situation, a relationship difficulty, difficulty with my own emotions, adjustment problem. It can be a behavioral difficulty. It can be uh, issues related to work life. Okay, it can be anything, anything. We are all human beings. We are all going to have one or the other problem always present in our life. Okay, it's never going to be that we do not have a problem. Something is always going to be there, right? But it is always nice to work on it, to understand it better, right? Okay, so I hope everyone has written what is it that they want to work through throughout these 8 uh, training days. Okay, my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now I have told you a lot about myself, and you have told me quite a lot about yourself. But there are always be different aspects of looking at the same thing. Now, I'm going to give you an example and different examples. So we are going to use a lot of examples throughout. And these are the examples you can pick up, and you can use it with your clients as well to help them understand. Okay. But right now, you are looking at a particular problem. Everyone has written down a particular problem or difficulty, situation, whatever it is. Now, imagine that I have a table in front of me, and this table is facing towards me. So while it's facing me, there are some drawers on this side of the table. And on the other side of the table, there is a complete wooden slab. And the drawer is on this side of the table. You are standing on that side of the table. You look at the table and then you feel, oh my God, there are no drawers. I don't want this table. Okay. And you tell me that why are you buying this table with no drawers? And I'm telling, why are you feeling like that? There are drawers. I can see the drawers. And you're telling me, no, but there are no drawers. I cannot see the drawers. What is happening? What is happening? Come on, tell me what's happening. What do you think is it? Shipali? You said something?
You are seeing the wrong way, the perception of perception of things.
Yes, yes. Very right, very right. Now I'll again tell you that I am a person who is not going to do all the speaking. I'll be constantly asking questions. So you will have to constantly keep answering. Okay. So the thing is, a lot of situations are exactly this. A lot of situations in our life. Okay. We are looking at that situation from a particular point of view. We are not looking at the situation from another point of view. Okay. The moment we start looking at a particular situation from different point of views is the time when we will be able to understand the problem situation better. So if you have written down a situation or a problem situation which involves another person, okay. Now the problem situation that you have written down from your perspective. Now, if the other person was asked about the problem, what would that person say? You don't have to tell me. You getting what I'm saying? Okay, you don't have to tell me. This is a very, very common exercise that we do. We use it a lot when it comes to, couples who are going through a lot of problems. So when the couple comes and they are fighting, and they would tell you, this person did this, and this was the problem that was caused, and he spoke to me like this, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. Now this is entirely from this person's perspective. Okay. Now the moment I ask the person to either talk it out or write it out, depending on the individual. So when the person, I would ask, okay, this is what happened. Now, what is the other person has to say? If you look at the situation from that person's perspective, what would he be saying? You getting what we're doing here? So in your situation, the problem situation that you have written, is there another individual involved? Anybody's problem situation where there is another person involved? Nobody's?
Yes. This is Shamla.
Yeah. Yes. So if your situation has another person involved, would you take a few moments to look at the situation from that person's perspective? So if that person was talking about the problem, what would that person say? What made him do, her? What made him or her feel like that, behave like that? What is he or she thinking? What do you feel? You can write it down. Okay, you don't have to talk about it, but you can write it down. But is everyone getting the point of view over here? What is it that we are doing? Okay, we are trying to change the perspective. We are trying to help the individual through CBT look at things from a different angle. People can be stuck with one way of thinking. Now, our idea here is to be able to take that individual out of that stuck place and move the person a little bit. Okay, so the person can see the problem, the person from a different perspective. It's also like when you're wearing a green colored glass, whatever you see is going to be
So,
green,
yeah, all green.
right? Okay, so when you are experiencing anger and you look at something which has no emotions, nothing attached to it, okay, but because you are angry, the way you will look at it is going to have a different perspective. Yes or no? Okay. Now, say for example, you are walking on a road and you are very, very hungry, like absolutely hungry. Okay. You cross the road, you finish the road, and you meet me. And I ask you, did you see any bookstores on the road? Okay. You will say, what do you think you will say?
Maybe I'll answer in a very reactive way. I don't know. I didn't see anything. You can check it out.
Okay. Or, some person will say, no, I did not see any books on the road, on
Yeah.
a bookshop.
Yes.
But do you really think that there were no bookshops?
No, they might be.
Now, that person's need was food.
Yes.
Okay, that person's need was food. So that person was searching for restaurants or some place to eat.
Yes.
Okay, so that person must have not looked in a place or looked for a bookshop and must have skipped a bookshop. Okay, so when that person says that no, there is no bookshop on the road, it might not be true. And that person did not even tell you this, lie to you knowingly. The person did not lie to you knowingly. So if I go back on the road, if I walk on that road and if I see, Kyari, see, I see a bookshop. And that fellow just told me there is no bookshop.
Bookshop.
Now, this person did not want me to buy any books. Why did this person not want me to buy any books? Okay, no relevance. You see what exactly happened? Okay, now that person was in a particular state of mind, was hungry. So that person was looking for a restaurant or a place to eat. And in that process, mind must have not noticed any bookshop. So when the person told me that he or she did not see any bookshop, the person was true according to him or her. Okay. Now, when an individual in front of you is feeling very low and telling you, nothing is working out in my life. Okay, do you really feel nothing is working out in his or her life?
Not really.
Okay. Okay. But
Yeah.
why is the person feeling that nothing is working out in his or her life?
From the person's perspective, he or she cannot find out that. From her perspective or his perspective, the things are not happening.
Exactly. Okay. So the person is focused on something which is not working. So only that one thing might not be working.
Okay.
Okay. But because the focus is there, the individual might keep feeling that nothing is working. Understood? Okay. Now, see, this is one thing that we have to start adopting. So your first question goes for the problem that you have written. What can be a different way of looking at this problem? Okay. Is there an angle? Is there a view that I am not looking at it from? Whatever problem situation that you have written. Okay. Now see, what do you see on the slide? What you see depends not only on what you look at, also on where you look from. Exactly, correct? So when I'm looking at something from a very, very, it's very close. If my hand is very close, I will not be able to see the whole hand. I am able to see only just a few lines because it's very close. The moment my hand is far away, I am able to see a lot of other features of the hand. Okay. So similarly, when you are looking at a problem situation or when you're looking at a person, an event or anything, what is the perspective that you're looking at it from? Are you looking at it from the point of view of fear? Then everything will look scary. Are you looking at it from the point of view of anger? Everything will look angry. Okay. Are you looking at it from the point of gratitude? then you will find something to be grateful for. Okay, so what is it? What is the intention? Okay, from where are you looking at it from? Okay, we have to understand and remember that aspect. Okay, again, so the question was, from where are you looking at the problem? So when whatever problem you have written down, how is that making you feel? If that is making you feel very angry, okay, so then your perspective towards it can be a little anger perspective, right? So we might have to change that a little bit, and we will see how to do that. Okay, now see the power to consciously change your perspective. Okay, let's do this. Now, two people, I want two volunteers. Two volunteers, anybody, please raise your hand or I will have to select. What do you want me to do? Okay, Nidhi. Now, the power of changing your perspective consciously. Imagine that you are, okay, let's not imagine, let's think about a very bad situation that you have recently been in. Anything, maybe not very bad, maybe chota mota, whatever you feel.
I've not been in any bad situation.
Yes, yes.
I've not been in any bad situation.
Acha,
recently.
okay, so let's drop that. Let's do this. Now understand that when you think of something, a similar feeling thought will follow. So when I look at something, now say this child in Instagram, okay, an adolescent teen in Instagram who has just passed out 12th and sees that there is another couple of friends of his or her who has now got admission abroad for graduation. And then this starts. Okay, there's something that happens and it starts. Look at me. Where am I? Mera kya hoga? What can be the next thought?
Self, self, no, inferiority, something.
Thought. What can be the next thought? Think about the thought.
I've not achieved anything.
Very good. What can follow that?
I'm useless.
What can follow that?
There's nothing I can do.
What can follow that? वैसे कुछ भी सही नहीं हो सकता. सब लोग कितना अच्छा कर रहे हैं, मुझे देखो, मैं तो इधर ही हूँ. This person got a scholarship. I did not even get a scholarship. Now see, what happened was the person saw something, okay, and unconsciously. So this flow of thought, this flow of thinking happened unconsciously. Okay, it picked up at one particular place and it just flowed. Oh, nothing can happen. I am no good. I am useless. I did not study well. These people are going abroad. I don't need anything. Look at me. I'm stuck at a particular place. You know, all of these things started. Now, this is an unconscious thought flow example. And this happens with all of us always. Now, consciously, what do I have to do to change this? It can take a little while. It can take about 16 seconds. Okay, so the idea is to have your client focus on something positive for 16 seconds. So you are consciously making the client shift from certain negative patterns of thinking to certain positive patterns of thinking. Okay, now the same example. So when the client comes to me and talks about this, and same example, and I will tell the client, okay, okay, this is something that came to your mind. Okay, but if at all you want to go in the same direction, what would be your thought? If you want to go in the same direction that they went, okay, you feel bad that you are here, so you want to do something and you want to go abroad to study just like your friends. So what is it that you have to do? Now Nidhi, again, if you were that person, okay, so imagine yourself, you are the client and you have been feeling really bad and you just said all of these things, that I feel so and so, so and so, so and so, because all of these people have gone abroad, I have not. Now when I ask you the first thing, okay, what is it that you can do now to be able to go in that direction? Think of the first thing. One step that you can take towards.
I'll start searching.
Very
I'll
good.
search about the process, the universities, the subject that I'm interested in, everything about that subject.
Very good. Okay. So what you will start doing is your client might say something like what you said. The client might say something like, but I don't know what to do. Okay, but I don't know what to do. So you will again guide the client. Okay. So let us figure out what to do. Correct. So when you are trying to consciously change the perspective from nothing is happening to my life to that I can do something about what is happening in my life. From the helplessness perspective towards helping the client understand that I can take some amount of control over my own situation. And like thoughts flow, okay, there is always a chain of thought. So if you help the client focus on, okay, what else can you do? Acha, mujhe nahi samajh mein aa raha hai what I need to take up for my graduation. Which were the subjects that you liked while you were in your school? Okay, which are the subjects you like? And then probing a little more. Okay, I like, say biology. Okay, so then what about it? So then what about it? So then what about it? Okay, so you are consciously helping the client through questioning go towards a different direction of thoughts. So you are not basically allowing a negative flow of thought. You are not going where the thought wants you to go. There's a difference. You go where the thought wants you to go, or you take the thought where you want to go. Understanding? Okay, everyone, can I get a yes or no from everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, so what are we doing in CBT? So we understood about the thought, about consciously selecting ways of thinking. Okay. Now, thoughts. What we think affects how we feel. Okay. What we think affects how we feel. So if I'm thinking, now again, I'm going to give all of you an example here. And this example is something that must have happened with everyone. I don't think there'll be anybody who will say that this is not happening. Now imagine it's me. And imagine who is, imagine anybody else from you guys. Okay. So we know each other and we are passing the road. And I just passed you by. I did not look at you. And you looked at me and you waited for me to look at you, but I did not. And then the person started feeling, dekha isko, she did not even look at me. Did you see the way? Did you see the attitude? जब ये काम आता है तभी तो बराबर she comes and talks to me every time. But now she did not even look at me. Now this is a thought. Yes or no? This is a thought that she did not look at me. Now what is this thought going to make the person feel? Shweta?
That person is selfish. Selfish, or like every time they need me, they can contact me. Otherwise, I'm not available for them or not.
So this is a thought. So what you are saying is a thought. How will that make the person feel?
Angry.
Yes, one emotion. What else? What else?
Frustrated. Or
yes, upset, frustrated. Yes, hurt, sad.
Sad.
Okay, all of these things. Now, depending on your personality and who are you and your past experiences and so many other things, this particular thought that, how could she ignore me, will transform into a feeling. Now, if it is a negative feeling, so I become angry. Okay, how will I behave? How will I behave?
Ignoring the person.
Correct? Or probably storm out the person or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's go back to the example. There are a few things which probably CBT will not have, but I will add it. Okay, I hope you don't mind. So here, see, so then I met this person, okay, and I crossed by, and this person felt, okay, oh my God, how can she ignore me? she comes to me with problems. I am always helping, and then look, this happened. Okay. Now she thought something negative. So she's feeling negative. She goes and meets another person, third person. Okay. So let's assume that this fight happened between me and Shefali. Okay, Shefali, please don't mind. So you are very angry on me. Okay, you thought, how can Pratusha ignore? And then you went and you met Shweta. Okay, and then you're telling Shweta, तुझको पता है आज क्या हुआ? आज प्रतुषा दिखी थी मेरे को, देखा भी नहीं उसने, काम नहीं था ना उसको. I felt so sad. Last time she had work, I helped her out, but this time she did not even see me. Okay, so you're getting what is going. Now, how is Shweta feeling?
Like kind of confused, like where all this is coming from suddenly.
Exactly.
And okay, like how can I help you? Like you are coming here and talking to me and like pouring out your feelings. Okay, what are your expectations from me?
Right.
Do you want me to like say something bad about her, about the person, or join you, or like change a different perspective? Like what could be the other perspective?
So now imagine, now Shweta has heard Shefali and all of these things, and Shweta is telling it, Pratusha ne ye acha nahi kiya. Now, then she ends up meeting me. Okay. And in her good intention, she just wants to solve the problem between me and Shefali. Okay. So with all her good intention, she says, "Ke, अरे तेरे को ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था." And I am like, क्या किया मैंने? What did I do? And she's like, "Arey, don't feel like that. You should not have done that. You know, I spoke to Shefali and how you know what happened, and I just don't know anything." Okay, so understanding what is happening, and now I am upset, thinking,
Yes.
कह रही ये देख शेफाली मेरे बारे में कुछ भी बोल रही है किसी को. Okay, understood what is happening. Now then when me and Shefali we come face to face, what happens? I am angry. This person has been talking rumors about me, and Shefali is also angry. She keeps ignoring me. Okay, and then there is a fight or a clash or whatever, or two people choose to ignore each other. Okay, but हुआ क्या exactly there? Okay, what exactly happened here? CBT happened here. Okay, what happened was that there was a negative thought. That negative thought was followed by a negative emotion. The negative emotion will always be followed by a negative behavior. Now, when other people see that negative behavior, they will react. Okay, and when you see their reaction, you think even more negative. Understood what is happening over here? Okay, and this can cause a lot of problems in marital life, friendships, intimate relationships between parents and kids. Okay, so if so say for example, because I did not see Shefali and I went past by. If Shefali would have stopped at that point and she would have called me and she would have asked, "Kya hua tere ko? Why you did not see me? I was trying to say hi." And then I would say, "Kya pata nahi re, my boss is so chid, itna zyada chillaya aaj mere ko office pe, so I'm not in a good mood." Okay, so what happened here? Communication, clarification. Two things happened. Communication happened, clarification happened. And the moment communication and clarification happened, things just fizzled out. Okay, it did not go anywhere, right? So basically, that is something that happens to us on a daily basis. Okay, every time it happens to us, we assume something and then we react on the basis of that, and then some reaction happens, and then there is a consequence, and all of that. So this is the basic of CBT, that thoughts create feelings and feelings lead to certain types of behaviors. So we bring change in the thought process, okay, or the feeling process or the behavior process. Okay, if I only change the behavior, then what will happen? What would happen if I only change the behavior? If I do not look at the thought,
Won't happen. Yeah.
what Shefali, you're saying something?
the conflict won't take place. With
The conflict will temporarily resolve. Do you think that the conflict will permanently resolve? When will the conflict be permanently resolved? When which part of this entire process? Working on which part of this entire process will help us resolve the conflict? Yes, Nidhi. Nidhi raised her hand.
ma'am,
Yes.
I wanted to answer that question. I think it's thoughts. Because when we change our thoughts, our emotions and
yeah,
behavior.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
we direct the negative thoughts into positive ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously, negative thoughts will be followed by negative feelings, will be followed by negative behavior. Similarly, positive thoughts will be followed by positive feeling, will be followed by positive behavior. Right. Now, when did CBT come across? Well, I do this in a different course, but I'll give you a hint. Okay. So basically, there was behavioral therapy that came first, where the focus was only on changing behavior. And it was going good initially because fat you could see some changes, right? They were temporary changes, but relapse used to be very high when the focus is only on changing behavior. So then people thought something is missing. Okay, only changing behavior is not working. They realized we need to change the thought, and when we change the thought, then the behavior will slowly automatically change on its own. Okay, so it's more like addressing the core belief system, and then the behavior and the feeling changes will follow. Okay, understood everyone?
Yeah.
You'll remember the example?
Yes.
You have to remember the example. This is a very good example to share with your clients also. Okay, we have had a skit very recently on this example in front of almost 250 teachers, and they all enjoyed it, and everybody was like, "Arey, ye mere saath hota hai, ye mere saath hota hai." Okay, so this is a very common thing that happens with everyone. So when you want the person to understand this, you can use this example. Okay. Now, yes. So here we come to behavior therapy. So behavior therapy is basically association. In the sense, a particular behavior gets associated with something, and therefore the behavior comes up again and again and again. Okay. When certain behaviors are rewarded, that behavior will be shown again and again. Okay, when certain behaviors are punished, those behaviors will slowly go away. That is the association. Certain behaviors are associated with reward, certain behaviors are associated with punishment. Reinforcement and rewards are slightly the same. Okay, you reinforce a particular behavior. Now, with this, understand that we are not always rewarding in good ways. So when a child is crying and you give the child your phone, what did the child learn?
That if he or she will cry, he will get the phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So then this association will be formed in the child's head. कि मैं रोऊंगा तो मुझे phone मिलेगा. So then the child will cry. You will give the phone to make the child stop crying. You are giving the phone to make the child stop crying. But in the head, the child's association is that if I cry, I get the phone. Okay, so understand the associations that your client has built in certain places with people, situation, and very importantly with the self. So cognitive behavior therapy, what are we looking at? Thoughts, feelings, and behavior. We are not looking at rewards and punishment. We will understand rewards and punishment so that we understand the thought process of the client better, but that is not the focus. The focus is on understanding the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. What happens in psychoanalysis? I'm not going into detail, so I'll do a little bit of an advertisement, don't mind. I have a different course. It is a psychotherapy course where I cover psychoanalysis, behavior therapy, and various different kinds of therapies. Okay, but I think most of you will be aware of psychoanalysis. So psychoanalysis is focusing on the childhood of the person. trying to understand certain things that happened in the childhood. It focuses a lot on the past experiences that has formed the present experiences. Cognitive behavior therapy is focusing on the present and the future. The focus on past is very less. Okay, हाँ ऐसा हुआ था. Okay, let's focus on the present and how do I bring about changes in the present moment. So you must have also heard about REBT. Okay, so REBT, CBT are almost the same again. Okay, very fine lines. So REBT considers certain thoughts as irrational, and CBT considers certain thoughts as negative. REBT will consider certain thoughts as rational. CBT will consider certain thoughts as positive. That is the major distinction. Okay, positive, negative, rational, irrational. Okay, we will not go too much into detail into REBT and all. That should be done for a different time and place. Okay, but that I am giving you the basic differences right now so that you know how what is different and what is this. Okay. Now see what REBT will look at. REBT will look at modifying the underlying core belief. Okay, whatever is your core belief about yourself. Now, if a child who, say for example, parents are divorced and right now is throwing a tantrum or there's certain negative behaviors. So the child feels that I am not good enough. People are not paying attention to me. So I have to do certain things so that people pay attention to me. One of the belief systems of the child. Okay, so they focus on evaluating these irrational beliefs. Which are these irrational beliefs? And then they will look at changing these irrational beliefs. It can be a little confrontative. You might feel it is a little confrontative. And
Can anyone hear Pratisha? Hello?
No,
No.
no.
She got stuck. I think there's a power cut or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, Pratisha.
I'm so sorry, I had a blackout.
Okay.
Electricity just went off.
Yes.
So I had to change the connection. Okay, so you can still see the screen.
No, ma'am.
Hello.
The PPT is not visible.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just share the PPT again. 1 minute. I need to be able to share the PPT. Rahul, are you there? Rahul? Is Rahul is not there. He has to enable the 1 moment. Rahul is not there. He has to enable. One moment, I'll just call Rahul. One moment.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
I think I was the host, so I made you the host again. So I think now
So
you'll
you
be
made,
able
oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
to. No problem.
Yes, 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 it's happening. Are you able to see? Okay. So where were we? Yes. So REBT is often very highly persuasive. Okay, it can be a little directive, a little confrontative as well. And CBT focuses on the current behavior. So they look at the current behavior, they explore the current behavior, they focus on changing that particular current behavior. Okay, and for changing that particular current behavior, they look at the thoughts. Bex places more emphasis on the client discovering misconceptions for themselves. Okay, so he wants the client to understand, okay, this is an area of my life where I'm not doing well because I am thinking this, or because I am behaving in this way because of so and so reason. Okay, any doubts? Anybody till here? Any doubts, anyone? Yes, no? The
No.
rest of the people? Okay. So
Ma'am, one
yes,
doubt
so
thing.
there is, yes, yes.
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask that if we cannot know, like the person is a child,
Mhm.
then we cannot ask his or her thoughts. Then can we, interpret his behavior like what he or she might be thinking? And
No, we will look at the past where, whatever has happened with the child, okay, when the person was a child, that we will look into. Here also those questions are asked about family and everyone and what happened,
no,
all
if
of.
the patient is like still a child,
Actually,
like
there is somebody in front of you and you don't have any information about that particular person. That is what you
no,
mean?
no, I mean to say that if a neurodivergent child is there and he's showing some behavior, abnormal behaviors, so that can be, assume that what he might be thinking and then try to treat it.
No. Assuming what the child is thinking and then treating is not a good idea at all.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
see, these assumptions have to have some basis, some clinical interview with the parent, something with the child, some amount of testing that you did. Okay, so if at all the child is showing symptoms of autism, Asperger's,
Yeah.
some repetitive forms of behaviors, okay, or there is a speech problem, or there is a
Yeah.
social interaction problem. So there are particular tests that need to happen immediately. Okay, there is cars and there will be developmental delay
Yeah.
tests and all of those things. So only after those things have been established and through the assessment you see that okay, there is a possibility of the child having an autism spectrum disorder. See, when you have that particular diagnosis, okay, not to label the child, when you have the diagnosis, certain behaviors automatically get explained, right? So when you
Yeah.
have the particular diagnosis of Asperger's or autism, so then the social interaction, the failure in socially interacting with a lot of people, that becomes automatically explained. Then certain repetitive behaviors, though these are a part of the disorder, so they automatically get explained. Okay.
Can we treat them with CBT?
Yes. See, CBT would depend on the intensity of the disorder. If it is a very severe disorder, then behavioral therapy would be something that would be used first. Now, see, for CBT, you need to have that person to have certain level of cognition, something that the person is able to understand. So there are individuals with Asperger's and autism who have a good level of understanding. With them, after a little while, you'll be able to use CBT. But initially, with kids with special needs, they need some amount of behavioral therapy because they are more able to relate to behavior. And when they are able to relate to behavior, they are able to understand the behavior, with them the process can go a little bit ulta. So you start with the behavior, okay, then they start feeling better, and then they might think good about that behavior. Okay,
Yeah.
so CBT, the use of CBT would depend from your population to population. There is a totally different form of, not very different, but then a form of CBT which is done for psychosis. Okay, but that is a very, very detailed and different process. If we jump into
Okay.
CBT for psychosis right now is not a good idea. For you to first be able to cover up the basics of CBT and then understand the application of CBT in different cases. Okay, but did you understand that when you're working with special needs kids, you have to go a little ulta sometimes? Okay. Okay,
Thank you.
so yes, yes. So then there are certain core beliefs that individuals develop. Okay, you, me, everyone that you know, we all have a core belief system. So in this core belief system, there are rules and assumptions in my head. If I do good, only then I am loved. I have to do something perfectly. I have to keep myself clean. Okay, whatever it is. Those core beliefs can give rise to a lot of assumptions and rules. These assumptions and rules can base our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Okay, so if, say, for example, an individual with OCD, we know what is OCD, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so we know what is OCD. So in OCD, there is a little bit of focus on cleanliness, can be, with respect to certain types of OCD. Now, the rules and assumptions in my head is I have to be clean. If I'm not clean, then there are going to be diseases and I will die. And so these are constantly there. Okay, these are the thought process. This is the core belief. Now, on the basis of this, there are rules and assumptions made in my life. The rule is to wash my hand 3 times. Okay, the assumption is that if I don't wash my hands 3 times, then my hands are dirty and I will get food poisoning. So I will have related behaviors, feelings, and thought process. Clear to everyone till here? Can I get everyone say yes or no?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
there any
Yes,
doubts? Okay. Is it okay if I continue for 5 more minutes? Everyone? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Okay, I'll just continue for 5 to 10 more minutes and then we will be done. Okay, core assumptions of CBT, some assumptions. Now, again, whatever assumption we are looking at, you will take this and put it in your life first. Okay, if you were to accept that this assumption was true, how might your attitude towards life and other people change? So if you have a particular assumption of yours, like I'm talking about a patient with OCD. So this person has certain assumptions about life. Now, when I ask a person with OCD, okay, so if you feel that if you don't wash your hands for 3 times, then you will die. Is everyone around you washing their hands 3 times? Is this particular thing applicable to everyone or is it applicable to only you? Understanding what I'm doing? Okay. I am taking the person's core belief and helping the person understand that is this assumption true? Okay. If this is true, then that affects so many things around him. Correct. But the fact that the person is sitting in front of me, it means that there is a problem. And that would mean that this assumption is not true. Understanding what is happening? Okay. Now, next one we will see. Now, here see. People are processors of experience rather than they are passive victims of circumstance. This is one core basic of CBT. People, things are happening to them, right? But they are constantly processing what is happening. They are not just taking in everything. Okay, so imagine that there are 5 students. The situation, I'm giving you the situation. All of the 5 students, they have failed in their 12th exams. Okay. Now, person A shifts the board from, say, science to commerce. Person B leaves education and starts working. Person C gives the same exam again. Person D does not do anything. Person E attempts suicide. Okay, the situation is the same. Yes or no?
Yes.
But the way they behaved is different. Why is that?
Yes.
Why is that? The situation is the same, but what made them behave differently?
Their
Past
thoughts
experience.
about it.
Past experience and
Their thought about it.
their
what
thought
they would
about it.
do.
Yes. Right? So basically, the situation is the same for everyone. But the way they think about it, the way they process that situation will decide how they behave or how they deal with the circumstances. Okay. So when someone says, "Okay, this happened with me, that is why I failed." Okay. So this happened with me, this person left me, this girl broke up with me, and therefore I behaved like this. Okay. So it is not the circumstance responsible for behavior. It is how your client would process that circumstance. That is responsible for their, way of managing that. So you are going to understand how this person is processing the circumstances. Okay. People are not broken entities who need to be fixed. Okay. Nothing is wrong with anybody. Okay. We don't have to look at them like that. Okay. They just need to be understood. When somebody says that this individual is broken, no, nobody is broken. Nobody needs to be fixed. People can be a little bit not on the track. They can be a little bit lost. Okay, they just need to be understood. If people learn unhelpful ways of thinking, they can also unlearn them, and sometimes very easily too. It totally depends. Okay, learning and unlearning, both are they
Process.
are the different sides of the same coin. So when someone says that I cannot, I have to do this. So we have to remind the person that there was a time in your life when you did not do this. How are you surviving then? Okay, understanding, helping them unlearn. Every person is solely responsible for their thoughts, feelings, actions, and behavior. Nobody else is responsible for what I am thinking. I am responsible for what I'm thinking. Nobody's putting my head and opening my head and putting thoughts. It is me who is choosing to look at certain things in certain ways. So I am responsible for my thought, just as I am responsible for slapping someone. Okay. So if I go around in a class and then I slap someone, ek chamat. Okay. And the person says, Miss Ma'am, why did you do this? And I say, maine nahi kiya, mere haath mein kiya. Does that make sense? No, this is my hand. This is my hand. So when someone tells, I felt like this and these thoughts kept on coming, I said, okay, but then who was thinking them? No, but the thoughts came. I understand, but the thoughts came. Okay, the thoughts did not walk up to your head or, walked in through your ears or something like that. They are your thoughts. So they can be changed. Okay, and you are responsible for them. We cannot control the thoughts that are entering our mind, but we can choose to act on them or not to act on them. Okay. Now imagine this example. You are walking on the road. There are so many birds that will fly over your head. Right? Can you stop them? No. Okay, they'll fly over. But can you stop them from making a nest in your head, on your head?
Sure.
Understood the difference?
Yes.
You cannot stop them from flying over your head. Let them come and let them pass. But you can stop them from making a nest on your head. We have to treat thoughts as birds. Let them come, let them go. Okay, let them not nest. If they are positive thoughts, allow them to home. If you feel that they are not positive, just brain noise. let them go. Okay.
Sure.
I think 1 minute. This is the. Okay, so what I'll do is today I'll finish over here. The remaining assumptions we'll do in the next class. Okay, I hope all of you enjoyed your class today. Would you want to suggest anything? I would be more than happy. I'll be more than happy. Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Do you want me to change my language, my tone, or anything? I am more than happy to take in suggestions. Anybody? No changes?
It's all okay, Pratisha. For me, it's all okay. I think others.
What about the others? What
Okay with
about the
speed
others?
and the content.
Okay. So what is happening here? 1 minute. You can see the screen. This is your assignment. You probably will get. Okay. Now, what is cognitive behavior therapy? I want you to develop your understanding, read some material, and form the answers. The 6 core assumptions, a few assumptions that we did today, and some of the assumptions that we will do the next time. Micro skills and their importance of counseling. I want you to do a little bit of your research on what is micro skills, and then we will be discussing a little more about it in the next class. Okay, and we will also be discussing one very important idea, which is effective listening. You can develop your own understanding. I am showing you the assignment questions beforehand so that you're prepared, you know, and you keep on regularly working on your assignments. Tomorrow we will do the remaining. Okay. Okay.
This is for this next Saturday. We have to do it, no, Pratisha? This assignment.
Yes. Next Saturday. But it is good for you to have it
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Please start working on it already. Okay. Okay. So that was it for today. It was amazing having you guys here. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. I enjoyed talking to you. Keep making notes. And this is not just an internship, which is only on Saturdays and Sundays. This is an entire month internship. So you are going to spend every day 2 to 3 hours on the internship. Okay, we are all adults here.
Yes.
Working on your reading material, your assignments, all of those things. Okay?
Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, all of you.
Bye. Please keep giving me some feedback on the changes and the lectures that I'm having. And if at all you want to suggest any changes or anything, I'll be more than welcoming your changes. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. See you guys tomorrow.